Picture this. You're standing in your kitchen in Kelowna, mortgage renewal letter in one hand, calculator in the other. And you already know before you punch the numbers in, this isn't going to feel good. The payments are going up. Selling feels risky, renting doesn't really work the way it used to, and suddenly that house that felt like a smart move just a few years ago starts to feel heavy. If you own a home in Kelowna right now and you happen to purchase around 5 years ago, this probably doesn't sound hypothetical. This is happening. And no, this isn't just a slow market. That's the lazy explanation. What's happening right now feels more like pressure coming from three directions at once. Prices aren't ripping higher anymore. Buyers aren't panicking, and inventory is just sitting there. And that's a combination that really changes everything in today's market. Most, if not all of Kelowna, we're firmly in a buyer's market, and buyers know it. They're slower to make a move. They're pickier than ever. They're walking away over things they would have ignored just 4 or 5 years ago. So if you're selling, you're not just competing with the neighbor down the street. You're competing with price drops, incentives, relisted homes, and sellers who are getting more and more motivated by the week. That's the first problem, the can't sell problem. And then comes the backup plan everyone talks themselves into. I'll just rent it out. That used to be the easy answer in Kelowna. It isn't really anymore. Rents have softened. Vacancy is at all-time highs right now. And once you layer in today's interest rates, property taxes, insurance, and strata fees if you have them, the math really doesn't work. And we see this quite often with what we call accidental landlords. People are shocked when the rent doesn't even come close to covering the new payment. And now they're feeding the property every month just to hang on to it. So you really have to ask yourself, honestly, would you keep a place if it's costing you $7, $8, $100, $1,000 a month maybe? Some people can justify that. A lot of people can't, and a lot of people renting out isn't even an option to begin with. So that's the can't rent part. Now stack this on top of everything else. Mortgage renewals. A huge chunk of Kelowna homeowners locked into ultra low rates in 2020 and 2021, under 2% in some cases. And I was one of those people. We locked in at 1.89%. Now those renewals are hitting, and we just renewed ours in September. Ours jumped a little bit, but there are some payments, depends on your mortgage, of course. The payments will jump significantly. And then in terms of, if you're going to be renting it out, if you think that's an option, cash flow disappears fast, or you're feeding that property every month. And here's the part that really messes with people mentally. You're paying more for a home that might be worth less than it was just a few years ago. In a market where selling or renting isn't simple, that's the can't keep it moment. And for some owners, that moment is already here. This isn't just numbers on a spreadsheet. This is real stress. People want to move, but they're frozen. They want to refinance, but the bank tightens up. They want to wait, but the monthly reality keeps showing up. The home that was supposed to give you options suddenly feels like it got taken away. Now, this is the part that I actually want you to hear. This isn't hopeless, even if it might feel that way right now, but pretending like it's 2019 again will absolutely make it worse. This market needs a different playbook. Pricing your home has to be real, not hopeful, not let's see what happens. Homes that sell right now are priced to create action. That's not weakness, that's absolute control in this market. Renting is no longer an automatic fallback everyone assumes it is. You have to run the numbers properly. Future rates, vacancy, repairs, all the boring stuff that people skip. If it works, great. If it doesn't, and you're ignoring that, you only kick that problem down the road. And if your mortgage renewal is coming up, waiting is the worst move that you can make. The time to plan is before the bank forces the conversation. So if you know you're 6-8 months out from renewing, and you know you're going to be potentially into some trouble, talk to the bank early, see what they can do for you in the meantime. Now here's something most people in Kelowna aren't seeing clearly yet. There are opportunities right now. Buyers finally have leverage, less pressure, more choice. Investors with real cash flow are paying attention again. And another group of people are the downsizers. They especially need to zoom out. If prices are down across the board, you might lose less on the sale than you actually save on the purchase. Taking a hit on one side doesn't actually mean you're losing overall. So after discussing all that, what happens next? Some people will freeze, some people will panic, and the ones who actually understand what's happening, move early and move smart. This market rewards clarity, not denial. And that's the real Kelowna situation right now. And if you'd like to discuss your specific situation, if you'd like further clarity on that, I'd be happy to chat it over with you. Please call or text the number on the screen to get started. And this next video goes into detail on what's happening in the Kelowna real estate market right now.